Three best bets are on the way for you guys. Two in the MLB, one in the WNBA. It is Thursday, August the 22nd, 2024, and this is the Free Three. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make some money. It's been a slow August. I can't lie to you. Yesterday, another tough day on the channel. 1 and 2 day. We did get our WNBA bet right. Lynx +7. I told you I did not agree with the line movement. It was an alt-right win for them. Outright win for the Lynx. You could have gotten them in like +300 on the money line. I mean, really good value if you got them there. But we got the +7, no sweat there. We did lose on the Giants run line. Tied 2-2 going into the ninth inning. Gave 4 runs on the top of the ninth. Kind of hard to see that against the White Sox, but it happens. And then the Royals-Angels over. Probably a bad bet, I'm not going to lie. Michael Lorenzen looked amazing yesterday. 3-0 final score there. Johnny Cueto wasn't as bad as I thought he was going to be, but I did tell you guys, if you saw the over a line of 2.5 earned runs, to take that, because we did give that up, but the line wasn't out when I gave out the channel yesterday. So unfortunate, over loss there. So 1 and 2 on the day yesterday. Not too bad, but today we're going to bounce back in the best way because I have a NRFI on the way. I have a WNBA player prop, and I also have a pitching prop for you guys. So 3 winners that's coming to your way on this Thursday card. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and stay liking the videos on the channel. I greatly appreciate all the love and support. Now let's dive into these winners for today. My first best bet of the day. Let's head to the WNBA card real quick. Let's just get this out of the way real quick because there's only one game on the books today, and that's a rematch from Tuesday's game between the Dallas Wings and the New York Liberty. And in this matchup, it's the big question mark, is Sabrina Ionescu going to play? She did not play in the last game against Dallas, which was on Tuesday, because of the neck soreness that she had. We don't really know the full extent of the neck injury, but they say it's not too crucial. So because it's not too crucial, she is a game time decision. She was ruled out right before the game on Tuesday. So for today's pick, if she does play, again, if she does play, if you're somebody who does like unit management, maybe this goes from like a 3% play to like a 2% play for you, or maybe from a unit and a half down to a unit. However you guys kind of manage it. If Sabrina Ionescu plays, and I'm going to take a little bit off of this, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit now so I can get the odds value, but I'm also going to keep a little bit in my back pocket just in case she does play. But if she doesn't, I like Jonquel Jones today, the center for the New York Liberty, to go over 14.5 points, -130 odds. Now, you probably might be asking yourself, no, why don't you just run Breanna Stewart back again? I could, but her line's not 20.5. It's at 23.5 now because they suspect that Sabrina's not going to play. And if Sabrina doesn't play, then we're expecting a lot of points out of Breanna Stewart. Obviously, that's why she scored 26 points in the last game. But Jonquel Jones had a really good game last game as well against the Wings. She had 23 points to go with 12 rebounds on 8 of 14 shooting, 2 of 7 from the three-point line, so she could have been a little bit more efficient from behind the arc, but overall, she did a really good job of attacking inside the paint, grabbing rebounds, being able to score some buckets, and I really like that. Jonquel Jones on the year was an all-star, the 7th-year woman out of George Washington. 15 points on the year she's averaging to go with 9 rebounds. So she's been a solid staple for this New York Liberty team, and she's really their number 3 person. Yes, they have Courtney Vandersloot, but we know she doesn't really look to score too much. Obviously, you have the two-headed monster, Breanna Stewart and Sabrina, but Jonquel Jones has really carved out a good role for herself in that center position, allowing Breanna Stewart to do a lot more of the mid-range shooting, allowing her not to have to guard some of the best bigger women, and as a result, it gives Jonquel Jones the opportunity not only to get a lot of minutes, but to be able to score. Jonquel this year has been able to put up good points against decent teams. She had 18 points against Chicago Sky not too long ago, 21 points against the Lynx not too far long ago, right? So the beginning of the year, she was absolutely hooping. She went through a streak in the month of June where she scored 22, 29, 34, 17, 22 points in consecutive games. So we know she's somebody who can fill up the scoring chart if we need her to. I think today's going to be that opportunity because this Dallas Wing team is not really good against big women. We saw that last game where Jonquel had 23, but if you look at some of the other games that the Wings played recently or even dating back before the Olympic break against the Fever, they won that game a 101-93. This was back on July the 17th, so right before the break, but Aaliyah Boston had 28 points in that game. If you look at one of their other starts against the Mercury a few days before that one, Brittany Griner had 23 points in that matchup. So again, they struggle against guarding the big women. They're more of a guard-dominant team, the Dallas Wings are. And as a result, I think Jonquel Jones is going to be able to get the points today, especially if there's no Sabrina in the lineup today. So again, if Sabrina does play, then this line actually might bump down to maybe 12.5, 13.5. I still like it because we don't know how many minutes she necessarily is going to play. And like I said, it doesn't take away from the fact that the Wings have just struggled guarding the big women. but I would practice a little bit of bankroll management, sprinkle a little bit now on the 14.5 at minus 130, but you maybe want to wait a little bit closer to game time to see what actually happens with Sabrina there. But I do like Jonquel Jones over 14.5 points as our first pick of the day. For our second best bet of the day, let's head to the baseball card, and let's give you the NRFI real quick. Let's get the NRFI out of the way. And it's a late night, actually last game on the slate for the MLB card. So we're going to go to the Padres and the Mets game here. We're going to take the NRFI between Dylan Cease, Luis Severino. You get that at minus 135 odds. I am seeing about minus 140 on certain books. So if you do want to lay that juice, go for it. But I do think it's worth it because both of these pitchers have been really strong to the NRFI this year. Dylan Cease on the year is 16-10 to the NRFI. Meanwhile, Luis Severino is an astounding 22-2 to the NRFI, including hitting his last 13 in a row. He's been absolutely stellar. He had a complete game shutout last game. Me, Severino's a really good option on that side. And then you always have to worry about the Padres offense, but that's why I like Severino. But meanwhile, the Mets offense, they're not really that top heavy in terms of like power. Yes, Lindor's been swinging the bat better lately. Same thing with Pete Alonso. But overall, this is a Mets team that when you look at their numbers, they are a team that kind of gets started a little bit slower, especially in the first inning. They have about 77% NRFI success rate on the offensive side, meaning that they don't score a lot of runs in the first inning. So for me, I like both of these pitchers. Don't overthink it. 6 outs. Let's just sweat it. NRFI between the Padres and the Mets, Luis Severino and Dylan Cease on the mound in that one. I do like the overall under 7.5 as well, that you could take a look at that in that matchup. For our third and final pick of the day, we're going to go with a matchup that I think is going to be pretty good between the Orioles and the Houston Astros. Two teams with a lot of things to play for. And I think this is going to be a really good pitching matchup as we have Corbin Burnes on the mound for the Orioles. And then we've got Spencer Arrighetti on the mound for the Astros. And Arrighetti's been really good this year for them. I mean, it's been surprising. He started off his rookie campaign a little bit rough, but he's been able to find his footing. I think that he's going to be somebody for this Astros bullpen that's going to be really big come the postseason time. And as a result, I think we're getting a little bit of line value today, considering the fact that they're playing such a strong offense in the Orioles, and they've got Spencer Arrighetti's pitching outs at only 15.5. So I'm going to take over that. And that's minus 120 odds. The reason why I say I like the value on this, because look at Spencer Arrighetti's number. In his last start against the White Sox, 5 2/3 innings, guess what? He would have gone over this line. In his start again before that against the Boston Red Sox on the road, 7 innings. His start before that against the Rays, 6 innings. His start before that against the Dodgers, 6 innings. Another really strong, dominant offense, like similar to the Orioles. His start before that against the Athletics, 6 innings. His start before that against the Rangers, 6 innings. So literally, I just spit off 6 straight starts that he's gone over this 15.5 number. And then 5 of those starts, those were quality starts where he went over the 17.5 number that we typically see. Now, I get the Orioles have a really strong offense. Number 2 in WRC plus against right-handed pitching this past year. Over the past month, they have regressed a little bit to about number 7 in major leagues over the past 30 days in WRC plus against right-handed pitching. But Arrighetti, he's been a guy who's been in really good form. And then we also know Corbin Burnes is somebody where you sometimes can get up and down performances from him. I don't think that he's in the best of form right now. He's not in the worst form, but he's not in that elite Cy Young form that you would expect from him. And as a result, he does give up hits here and there. He does get knocked up for a run here and there. We saw that in his last start against the Red Sox, where he only went 4 innings to give up 10 hits to go with 8 earned runs. Even his start before that against the Tampa Bay Rays, he went 6 innings. He only gave up 4 hits. But 4 of those hits led to 3 earned runs. So you can kind of see what happens. So if Arrighetti gets the run support here, and I think that's just about 2-3 runs in the first 5 innings, I think he's going to be able to go pretty deep in this game, at least go over the 15.5 outs, which is going into the 6th inning. And we just need you to get 1 out into the 6th inning. So that's not really asking too much from him. And then also keep in mind that this is an Astros bullpen that pitched 3 guys yesterday because Verlander only went 5 innings. And they pitched 5 games the day before against the Red Sox. So as a result, the bullpen's not fatigued, but they're also coming right off of a series. They've used several arms in that 3-game series against the Red Sox. I do think Arrighetti, if he's in a rhythm, he's in good form, he's going to be able to go deep in this game. So give me over 15.5 pitching outs as our third and final pick of the day. Well, that's it for me today, my friends. 3 best bets, 3 winners that are heading your way on this Thursday card. In the WNBA, we're going Jonquel Jones over 14.5 points. And then in the MLB, we're taking the NRFI between the Padres and the Mets. And then we're also going to take Spencer Arrighetti over 15.5 pitching outs. for more picks and plays, for a few added bonus plays that I'm going to be adding throughout the day, click the link in the description, join the free Discord group. Yesterday, even though we only went 1 and 2 on the channel, we hit just about all our plays inside the Discord group. We took Jake Berger's hit runs RBIs, that cashed in. We took a little 2-team steam with the Yankees and the Nationals, that cashed. We took a first 5 underlay. So we're giving out different types of plays inside the group. So make sure you guys are joining that as well so you guys can get those winners. And as always, dictate your fate, get to that cheddar, and I'll see you on tomorrow's video. Later, guys.